Hey guys, welcome back to Raise Crate Cards. This is video number 2 for me today. I'm tired, guys. I'm so tired. I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning. I didn't realize just how bad I was not eating today until I got done with the class to go video. And I thought, man, I am just whooped. And I thought about it and I thought, okay. I had a couple of cheese sticks this morning with my coffee. I know it sounds really odd, but that's all I wanted. And then I had a handful of non-wheat crackers, I don't know, about 3, 4 o'clock. And I thought, it might help if you ate. But then after I ate, it was like, oh yeah, I could so snuggle on the couch and just watch TV for a while. All right, guys. I know you're seeing some videos out there, Irresistible Blooms. And so, when I got mine, and no, I don't have my orders expedited, so I'm a little behind the gun there. But I was so excited to get the whole set, and it is an adorable, adorable set. Now, have you seen the DSP? I don't know. 48 sheets, 6 by 6. And that means there are 12 double-sided patterns in the paper. And when I first went through this paper, I thought, oh my heavens. But I love, love, love this. And I thought I'd just give you a quick look in case you haven't seen it. Okay. Isn't that pretty? I love it. Almost looks like a fairy garden or something with the way they did that one. But it's just so pretty. Oh, I put a little piece of removable tape on here so I would remember to tell you the dies in the Irresistible Blooms. They line up and they cut that paper out. I mean, they cut the flowers out. So you have your big one. And if I can get a hold of it, because I wasn't lying when I told you I was tired. And then you have this one. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, they do fit. They do cut out. And let's keep going here real quick. And there's the back side. But I just love this soft blended. And then on here, you have a die for the 3 leaves together, and it cuts those out. And you have the die with the 2 leaves, and it cuts those out as well. So, pretty cool. It isn't just the 12 by 12 that will do that. It won't, okay? And now where did I get to? Anyway, here we go. We're continuing. Isn't that gorgeous? I'm loving it. Oh my heavens. And I have already got so many different ideas. So, as soon as I got it and I started playing with it, and I did just a real simple layout, and I thought, okay, we all like simple sometimes, right? And yet, once again, different colors, dies will cut that out. Oh, I am loving these patterns and these colors. And let's see, Flirty Flamingo. Okay, now I'm back to where we were, I think. Before I messed up, yeah. So, there are the patterns. You get 4 sheets of each of the 12 patterns to give you your 48 sheets. There's the dies if you haven't seen them, okay? So, let me show you. This was the first card that I came up with, okay? Check out that textured background. Check that out. And we're going to we're going to make this card. And then, after I got done with the video a while ago, I thought, there were other ideas I had for this set. And I went ahead and did one of them. And again, I'll show you how to do that one. Yes. All right. Let me just put these to the side. I'm not even going to close it up all the way. Part of what we could pre-order was a 3-pack of the embossing folders. And so for the 2 cards, we're going to be using this embossing folder And I don't know how well you can see that design. When I first opened it up and looked at it, it kind of reminded me of a wedding ring quilt. Kind of. But I'm not sure what you would call that. It's really cute. But this was my favorite. My absolute favorite. And again, I don't know what you would call that. Maybe a crosshatch or something. And did you notice when I was showing you that paper that there was a couple of, like this, it matches. It's the same design that is in this embossing folder. It's just, it's bigger. The embossing folder is a more fine detail, where this one is a little bit bigger, but it's the exact same. And I thought, well, that's so cool. Okay. The only one I didn't use was this one. And it's growing on me, guys. It is. Those big puppy little dots. I mean, they're cute. But it just, you know, when I first saw it, not really my cup of tea. All right. I don't even have my little kits put together in an envelope. So I'm just going to bring all the pieces in and show you what I did. I featured the DSP all the way through here pretty much. And yes, I've done some pre-cutting. Now, the other day, and you know how sometimes suggestions show up in your feed, and I don't remember who it was. But I was watching, I had started to watch a video using this set, and whoever it was had this die, and they said, thought it cut out a solid shape, but when they were doing it, I noticed her cardstock was shorter than the die, and I thought, no, I'm pretty sure that does cut out when I say a solid shape, in other words, these pieces don't come apart unless you want to cut them apart. And I noticed her cardstock was shorter than the die, and I thought, I bet when I run that through, I will find that it stays together, and it does. As long as your cardstock is a little bit longer on both ends, when you get ready to, and it cuts like a dream, by the way, guys, then it just comes right out, and it's all together, okay? It doesn't come apart. You probably could cut them apart if you wanted to do something along that way, but no. It does cut it out in one solid shape. And, of course, you saw that same design in that paper just now. Okay. So, what I have done, and I know it's going to seem really odd, I took Flirty Flamingo ink, because that is the predominant pink in this. So, you have Daffodil Delight, Flirty Flamingo, Lost Lagoon, Petal Pink, Pretty Peacock, and Soft Seafoam. Now, I did use the Flirty Flamingo, and I used a piece of that DSP. I want to say it was, I think I see it sticking out. I want to say it was this piece. See how I've got a little bit of yellow too showing in there? I'm pretty sure it was that piece right there. I just stamped it and I die cut it. And then I took another pattern and I used that crosshatch embossing folder, and I don't know how well you might be able to see that. I thought that was so pretty. And when it came to my card base, so here's Flirty Flamingo, okay? And I didn't like it. I just didn't really care for it. Now, this is Flirty Flamingo ink on that colored DSP. So I went and got out Calypso Coral. Oh, I like that. I like that very well. Now, I also stamped the flower in Calypso Coral, but I didn't like it with the Calypso Coral. I felt like the Calypso Coral and the Flirty Flamingo on the colored DSP actually complemented each other very well. So, this card has got Calypso Coral. even though there's not any in the DSP. And here's my little piece for the inside, basic white, 4 by 5 1/4, and I just stamped the leaf in the soft seafoam, and I did 3rd generation stamping of Calypso Fleur de Flamingo, the splatter stamp. Oh my heavens, guys, I can't talk, I can't think. Oh my heavens. And my work is really cut out for me tomorrow too, so y'all just say a little prayer tonight. Lord, give me strength. So we're just going to go ahead and pop this in here. Not anything real fancy. I didn't do anything super special to the inside. Just tried to carry some of the color scheme through. And then we're going to take our, I know, isn't that pretty? Oh, I could have used that. Of course, I didn't cut it right for it to be a portrait card. But anyway, do I want it this way? I think I want it that way. We're going to go ahead and pop this on here. Get that done real quick. Oh my heavens. And I think we have more rain on the way, and I'm not complaining. I am not going to complain. I am not. Because if we don't have water, we don't live, right? We don't. And with all the rain it seems like we've had in the last month or two, the lake really has not come up that much. So, I'm not sure what's going on with that. Now, this is really not very fiddly. And it's not very fiddly. I'm going to have to, you know what? I meant to glue that down and then cut that. Oh, poopy-doo. All right, let me get my handy-dandy little snips. And let me get my handy-dandy little... Okay, so this should be 5 1/4, and it is. So now I got to measure this at 5 1/4, and where's my pencil? Oh, way over there. Okay, so 5 1/4 is going to be like right in there somewhere. And let's see if I can pull this off. We're ad-libbing, guys. We're just ad-libbing. So, if I come here, 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 here. Oh, look at what I've done. I'm a litter bug. Okay, let's see if that'll... let's see if that'll line up. Well, it looks like it is still just a titch too long. So, let's go here, and here, and here. Lay down there. Be nice. Come together for me. There we go. Alright, now if I put that there, that one is still a little bit long. I lay this down, hold my mouth right, so I have just a teeniest tiny bit that needs to come off of this end. But yeah, by tomorrow, my nails are not going to look like anything, and I thought, yep, you better just go ahead and get this one done for in the morning, because y'all are used to me releasing one at 8 o'clock every Friday morning for the card of the week, I guess, if you want to call it that. There we go. That doesn't look bad. So let's go ahead, and I'm bringing in my other glue this time. I am. And let's... Now, when you glue this, don't feel like you don't have to use adhesive sheets. I mean, I didn't have an issue with the first one, but I only made sure I had glue on the very ends, and then just here and there on those little dots and little wide places in the middle. That's all it took. It really didn't take much. I've almost got this totally glued. I mean, it's going pretty quick. Pretty quick. Let's get that one. And almost. I know, I hate to pre-do everything because it doesn't give you a chance to kind of see what some of these new products are like. And it cut like a dream, guys. I didn't have to repeatedly run that die through or anything. The next time I use it, I'm going to use it in the mini machine and see how that does. All right, let me get that there. Let me get that there. Don't really want it going past the edge. Okay, got that there, got that there. Come on now, behave. And it's getting there. It's getting there. You ever feel like you're playing whack-a-mole in your card room? All right. Oh, goodness. Well, you gotta laugh, right? Onward and upward. Now, just for the second, let me put my pen where I won't lose it. All right, so we got that. And then I've got my flower and I have my 2 sets of leaves. I have one of the 3 and one of the 2. And I'm just going to tuck that, I guess, right about there. I've already got this glue open, so I'm going to go ahead and keep using it. It is almost out. Almost. And then I'll have to get into the other bottle. And something I had forgot about, you can buy refills for these and refill these bottles, I think. I'm fixing to find out because I hate wasting anything. And, of course, I wouldn't throw the tip away anyway. I would save it to use with other glue bottles. But if I can buy like it would be awesome if they had like an 8 or a 16-ounce refill, you know. I don't need that thin glue. I'm going back to my Tombow. Put a little dab of glue right there. Well, it's more than a little dab. All right, let's get that one situated under here. All right, let's turn him up this way. There we go. He's going to turn up that way. And God love Tombow. Sticky and everything. All right. Now, I hadn't planned on it because I didn't do it in the first card. But I'm going to put dimensionals on the back and just pop this little puppy up. Give it some lift. We will. And there is one thing I do want to show you. When it comes to the greeting that I put on this one. I did get into the stylish shape dies for my sentiment cutout. And y'all know me, don't be skimpy with your dimensionals. If you're going to lift up something on a card, then by George, lift it up, right? Give it good support. And no, I'm not counting to see how many I put on there. Oh, my goodness. So silly. All right, tune in tomorrow, folks, and I may have all these little backings off of these wonderful adhesive foam dots, hexagons. I hope they're hexagons, because that's what I was calling it in my card class to go. Die cutting the hexagons. All right. Okay. Almost there. Got one more. Okay. And let's not have the poor little flower upside down. And we're just going to lay it on there, just somewhere in there. There's no exact science to that. I do feel a little bit of glue. Oh, Tombow, you do it to me every time. Every time. Oh, my goodness. There we go. Much better. Okay. Now, my sentiment, and I lost it. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. So, I'm using the Hello from the set. But in order to have the die that was wide enough, not cutting into it, I had to go with the largest banner die that is in that set. So let me show you what I'm going to do. You've probably seen this before, but just in case there's someone new here and they've never seen this done. Where's my little mini? Let's see. I need that, and All right, let's get him set up. Did I think to get him set up in advance? No. All right, here's our little boho blue mini machine. And you can get yours for free if you decide to join Stampin' Up. And I would love to have you on my team. I would. All right. Now, just yesterday, I was reading. Stampin' Up evidently has had quite a few comments from people who may have a hard time getting their sandwich to start feeding through the little machines. And I think what they said to do was to take out the number 1, which is the platform, and substitute the number 3. Now, the other day, I was telling you, I had somebody tell me to use the number 1, only 1 clear cutting plate instead of 2, and then to use the dark gray one on top. And it does work. It works fine. However, for demonstration purposes, you can't see through this, okay? So, I'm going to try this because I haven't yet. So, we're going to go with number 3 on the bottom. And 2 cutting plates, I guess. So, there's 1. I'll get out my well-loved one. Okay, so what I've done is I have lined my die up with how close I want it, right there at the H. And we're going to run that through. Let's just see how well this goes. I don't like staggering my plates, guys. I really don't. Oh, looky there. Like a dream. And I can feel it. Now I feel it when it starts to get into the die. Okay, I'm going to back it out. And basically what I'm doing, for those of you who may have never seen this done, I am shortening my banner so that it fits my sentiment. And I don't have all this extra space out here. So, you simply take your die, and because this is stitched, you can feel when that sets into the side there, you can feel when it's lined up. But I got to get it up there to where I have the same spacing, and I can't feel it. I got to feel it. I've got to be able to know I'm lined up and don't do this wonky. 9 times out of 10, I can get this pretty close, but let me back that up just a hair. Oh heavens. I think it's on there, but I'm not positive. I may make a royal mess of this and have to totally restamp it. If I do, forgive me, guys. Okay, so there we go. We got the number 3 clear cutting plate. I don't know. It's just not coming together for me right now. But look at this. I'm not holding it down up until the die starts to go through. And then that extra thickness, yeah, I gotta hold that. Well, let's see how I did. Because I just went ahead and shoved it through. I wasn't really concerned whether or not, oh, it lined up. Look, see there? See how it came out? So you can take a longer die and you can shorten it. By the same token, you can take a short die and make it longer. You just do the whole thing in reverse. That makes sense? So, well, look at that cute little piece. Oh, that's cute. Almost looks like the sign on the freeway, you know, the flashing lights that tell you to get over. That's kind of what that reminded me of. Okay, guys. Yeah, like a sleep, like a food. And at this point, like a caffeine. All right. I really think I'm starting to drink more coffee lately, and I don't need to be doing that probably. All right, let me tuck my handy dandy little die right back in there with his family, and I'll know he's safe, and we're done with that. We're gonna bring my card back in, and dimensionals. Here we go. I did try to make sure my mat was clean, but after all that snipping I had to do on, on that piece, oh my heavens. All right, and yes, I did stamp it in Flirty Flamingo. And even though this is Calypso Coral and this is Flirty Flamingo, I mean, look how close that is. Isn't that cool? So that's happened a couple of times here lately, where I felt like I could combine two colors that I shouldn't have been able to combine and get away with it. So how cool is that? Now, I will reveal something to you when I read you the color names. Pretty Peacock is coming back, and I had Pretty Peacock, and when it retired, I got rid of my cardstock, my ink pads, my ink refills, anything, any DSP I had that had the Pretty Peacock color in it. I got rid of all of it because I don't like clutter. And if I feel like something has gone bye-bye, I don't want to just sit on it just because. Well, I am finally starting to learn that colors can come back around. I wish I could have played with Pretty Peacock because it is such a beautiful color. Now, another color they brought back was before I got started with Stampin' Up, Lost Lagoon. I'm not sure what that color is. I never had it, so I don't know. It sounds really pretty, doesn't it? Lost Lagoon. But I have no idea, and I'm guessing maybe March 1st, they may make those colors available. And then again, it may wait until the new catalog later this year, okay? So, get ready for the new catalog. Next month, I will be able to put all of my customer names into the database so that you are automatically sent the new annual catalog. And April 1st, so yeah, April we can pre-order as demonstrators. I've got all that stuff written down, but I've slept since then. All right, guys, here we go. Here's that card. It really wasn't hard to put together, and that little die cut looked a little fiddlier than what it really is. So don't do what I do. Don't glue this piece down before you have that piece, because it would have just been so easy to snip off the extra length, right? But I didn't do that. All right, and so here is the other card, and I thought that was really, really cute. That round die cut doesn't like detach. It just cuts that shape, which is so stinking cute. And so I took another piece of that paper, and let me warn you, when you cut that out, this piece in the middle comes out. So go ahead and do this, and then stamp your flower. Unless you want to use a contrasting pattern, then, you know, never mind. But you get a big hunk cut out of the middle for flowers, for leaves, whatever you want to use that with, right? So let me just lay that right there, and let me try to grab all my pieces out. But I already had a little scrap that I could do my flower in, and so I did. So here's my leaves. Now, once again, I did something a little different with my card base. So the color of yellow is Daffodil Delight, and that is Daffodil Delight that's in here. But I didn't like Daffodil Delight with it. Let me show you. Now, I love Daffodil Delight. It's not that I don't like that color. Let's get some more light on the subject here, hopefully, maybe. We'll see. All right, so here's my Daffodil Delight. Let me just slide out a scrap I have in there. And let me just lay that on there. I mean, that's, whoa, That's not too bad. In person, to me, this was way darker. It's almost like putting Daffodil Delight and Crushed Curry together. So, I thought it would look better with So Saffron. I thought it blended better with So Saffron. And oh my goodness. So, once again, I went out of bounds with the colors that I'm supposed to be using. And, let's see, I cut this. This has got an unusual measurement. I think 3 3/4 by 3 7/8. And then die cut that out of the middle. And I made myself a little cheat thing on the back. Or I thought I did. Did I not? Could have sworn I did. Maybe I didn't. Okay. Where's my little ruler? I've got to know. So there is my 3 7/8. And here is my 3 3/4. I've got a piece of basic white that I cut 4 by 5 1/4. I know it's a miracle. I'm not doing skinny borders. And I think I want this to go this way. Nope. Nope. I want the 3 7/8 going across, so that I have the same border around the top and both sides, okay? So, what I'm going to do is just make me a little mark right there so I know that's the top and that's where I need to, that's the orientation I need. Now, I'm going back to the Tombow because this is embossed with that other pattern. Could y'all see that? Isn't that pretty? I love it. And it does still kind of remind me of like a quilted pattern that you would find on a bed or something. I just thought it was really pretty. It's got stars in it, but then it has those little curved areas too. And so when I was first looking at the embossing folder, I thought, well, that kind of reminds me of a wedding quilt. All right, got that. Let me show you my inside piece. And again, I left the sentiments out of the middle. I'm learning to do that more and more because there's been a few times I go to send a card and yet maybe the sentiment I put on the inside wasn't really all that for that particular person or that particular situation. And if I'm doing cards for the card ministry at church, I always do scripture. Of course, I do sometimes anyway, like at Christmas and different times of the year. But, yeah, it's a given for the card ministry to have scripture put on the inside. Okay, so there's that. I'm going back to my, my thin glue for this one. And I didn't put glue on any of this cutout part in the middle on my original card, and I'm not going to do it now. Okay, so I just want to try to get my even. Well, the slide, I did, I slid a little bit. There we go. But is it straight? Out. Maybe. Might be a little crooked. I don't know. Well, if it is, we're going to pretend it isn't. And that's good enough. I've got to get this Tombow off of me. I am sticking to everything. Let me get my soft little cloth here and see if I can't buff it off enough to finish without being attached to my work. Okay, now this time I did the small flower, okay? And again, I did do the leaves in the soft seafoam. But I also used, there's like 3 or 4 of these cutout leaf dies, different sizes, going in different directions. And I thought, we can put that on there too. So, I'll take this one. I did the 2 leaves twice. I didn't even do the 3rd leaf, the 3-leaf one on this one. And there's going to be a little bit too much glue there, but that's okay. And I'm just going to lay that in there. Kind of let that flop over. In fact, it could be just coming down the middle. Gonna lay that down. If I can get this one picked up. We'll get it laid in on this one. Right about there. And again, coming kind of right down the middle, like so. But this is a wonderful little set, guys. And it's different, it's unique, you know, with the way it does those cutouts. And then with the awesome, I'll let that set up for just a minute. I'm going to grab this one. With the way the DSP and everything is designed, I think it's really cute and unique. And I especially like how this pattern is also in that DSP, because you could actually go somewhere with that. You could. And how do we want these? We want that up there. Maybe up here. Maybe even over on the same side. Let's put it on the same side. I always like doing different things. I try not to get in a rut, but I know I do. And I guess we all do. We kind of have our likes and our dislikes and what looks pleasing to our eyes and what we like. And we just kind of get in those little habits, don't we? So I'm going to glue this. I'm not going to pop this one up on dimensionals. Just going to glue it. Okay, we're just going to lay him right there. Very good. Right. Okay, I think I put enough glue on there with that being an embossed background. Now, I took my ever-beloved double oval punch, and I stamped out of the stamp set that pretty cursive thank you. Isn't that pretty? And I stamped it in Flirty Flamingo. And I punched out the scallop with the Flirty Flamingo, but I also punched out on the basic white with the scallop part, okay? Because the other oval, the plain oval, was too small and I was going to lose a big chunk, and I thought that's fine. I'm just going to offset it and not worry about it. Now this, we can pop up, bring my dimensionals back in. I didn't on my original card, but I popped up the flower. And on this one, the flower is laying flat, but this is going to get popped up. So here we go. Let me sketch him over. I don't want him hanging out there. This needs to be one of my behind-the-scene workers, you know. Honestly, that's where I'm comfortable at too. Anytime there's something going on, hey, you tell me what to do and I'll do it. I don't have to be front and center. Most of the time I prefer not to be front and center. I'm over that to a big degree in some ways because of doing 2 card classes, and you can't quite hold card classes and be in the background. Yeah, that doesn't work. I haven't figured out how to do that yet. All right, and then I'm just going to take and pop that right down there. But this design gives you a lot of layouts. You could actually, if you wanted to cut your piece the whole way, absolutely you could. But this is also a way to kind of save you some of that DSP. You could move it down. You could put it in the middle. Do anything you want to do. Obviously, you know, you can hand cut out around your thank you. So on my original card, oops. Now, I know these are retired, guys. These are the polished dots. But I thought they went so perfect. Let me get my glue situated. There we go. And my handy dandy pick tool. And these right here kind of have that peachy, I don't know exactly what color that's supposed to be. But I took 3 of the small ones. Oh, I've already lost one. Well, I lied. Hold on. I don't want to be a liar. Hold on. And I put 3 in the middle of that flower, and I thought that looked really cute. I don't know if you like that or not, but I thought it was cute. Yes, I could have used the clear ones, but these already have just a little titch of tint to them. And I thought, yeah, we'll just do that. And that just gives it a little something that may not be picking up real well on camera, but it would just be that subtle little, oh, how cute thing to whoever you give it to or send it to, okay? So on this one, the flower is flat, but we popped up the greeting. And on this one, the flower was popped up, but I laid the sentiment flat. So, you know, really not that big a deal. Not that much difference. And I just stamped the flower on the inside. And what do you think? These are the 2 we just made. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. You could absolutely mass produce these if you wanted to. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope your weekend is off to a wonderful start. Thank you. Okay. In my video that I released last night at 5 p.m., my card class to go, I gave the wrong host code. I gave the host code for the previous class. This class that starts, well, it started yesterday and goes until March 1st. Totally new host code. So, go back if you missed that video from last night and check it out. And if you place an order of at least $35 in my online store before taxes and shipping, if you use this host code, I will know that you want the card kits. There were 3 cards. I'll send you 2 kits per card. That's 6 kits for free, okay? If you spend $50 or more, I will also throw in a package of bling. I'm hoping that my heart bling holds out. If it doesn't, I may have to substitute, but I promise you'll get it. If you don't use that host code, I'm going to assume you don't want the kit. I'm going to think that you've just got cards running out your ears and that you just don't need or want any more card kits, okay? You've got to use the host code. I cannot and will not call Stampin' Up! To have that added. Anyway, go back and watch the other video. I have explained the reasoning behind that, and I do hope you don't think I'm being ugly or rude or anything else. But anyway, guys, I love y'all. I pray for everybody. I really do. Because card makers and people like us, we have our own struggles too, don't we? And sometimes maybe our struggles are a little bit different and more heartfelt. Because, guys, pat yourself on the back. Let me tell you something. It takes heart to do this. It does. It takes more heart than the average person has. Anyone who is an artisan, and yes, you card makers are artisans, whether you know it or not. Maybe it's not with acrylic paints, maybe it's not with sculpture, but you are artisans, and you are given a little piece of your heart every time you make and give a card, okay? And sometimes I just think it's maybe a little bit harder on us. I think maybe we have more empathy, sympathy, tender-hearted, more so than maybe the average person. I don't know. But anyway, it can be really hard on us. So y'all are in my prayers all the time that your health will be good, that challenges will be short-lived, and that you're safe. All right. Until next time, guys, do know you're loved. God loves you so much more. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.